Should be more than enough.
Do you prefer to talk to camera or talk to you?
I will just keep it. It's conversationalist, but I just try not to do that too much.
Okay.
It's all right.
I keep shooting videos where we turn around and have our backs to the camera and we're like messing around with hands. It's like, this isn't going to look cool.
You can come in a bit more.
I just thought it would be mysterious on the side there.
Hello, I'm the Guitar Geek, and I'm here with Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum.
I don't matter. No one's here to watch me.
The coolest person in the room is always the one wearing the sunglasses. So, I think we can all agree.
He put the light right in my eyes. So now I gotta be.
They want to see you, man.
I gotta be the cool kid with glasses on.
We also joined by Nita Strauss.
Thank you for having me.
She matters.
We're going to do the fake handshake.
Oh, yes, thank you very
Hello,
much.
nice to meet you.
I like
for
the
first
fake
time.
handshake because you kind of get like the good arm shot. Yeah, that's cool. See how buff we look?
Hang on, let's go left shake because
Yeah.
you're a lefty. Oh,
Yeah. Good shakes, guys.
Good
You've been
shakes,
working
guys.
out,
Go
huh?
team.
Oh, my shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been having a clapping competition.
Oh, okay.
I just started the video.
Start the video.
Loudest or most quality clapping?
Well, I think those go hand in hand.
Is it a single clap or is it?
Oh!
I'm out of here.
Shoot! It's over.
You cannot top that. This has been a weekend of dad jokes, and that was the dad jokest of the dad jokes that I've heard of the entire weekend. So thank you and good night.
I mean, he's got the best clap around that I've heard so far. I thought I had a loud clap. But
Let's see if Nita can beat the clap.
okay.
Is it a single clap or is it like an applause clap?
It's one.
Just one
It's like
clap.
the clapperboard. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, how are we going to do this? It's
You
very
first.
important we go over the rules here.
You're just trying to.
No, I was about to do it again.
Yeah.
No, I was about to do it again. Okay.
There you go.
That's
That's
the
the
one.
one.
That's a
you have
pro
to get a
clap.
little pocket of.
Exactly,
I have a
that's-
pick in my. I'm not even playing. You have to get a little pocket of air. Like,
Yeah.
that was.
Now I'll go next because I know you're gonna smoke me. I'll do one more. That's a bright one.
Oh, that's the best one you've
That's
done.
a bright one. Yeah. Let's hear yours. It's gonna blow the windows out.
Just want to say thanks to my parents for the genetics.
Damn it, dude. It's the loudest you can
I
clap.
guess you did warn me.
Like if you do that a couple rooms over, like did someone just shoot a
Are we
gun?
starting?
Nita plays guitar, by the way.
Yeah, but I just feel so insignificant now. I just feel like all those years of practicing were like really unimportant.
Yeah, but have you been working on your clap?
I have not been working on my clap, and the funny thing is, I play guitar with Alice Cooper, and in my solo section of the show, I wanted to do something this last year where there's like a little bit of audience participation, which people don't normally get in the guitar solo. They do it with the drum solo. But my hands hurt now.
We've broken Nita Strauss.
I do the audience clap, and then I solo along to their clapping.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I am a pretty experienced clapper by now, but clearly I still need some work.
Well, I'm running a Udemy course on the single greatest clap in the world.
Oh yeah, well.
There are rules. I mean, the moisture on your hands is important, you see.
It's dry in here.
Yeah, but
We're probably spending way too much time on this.
But let's talk about finger snips now, or no? Let's move on.
Whistles?
I do have a finger snap sound, a finger snap story actually.
It's a finger snap story.
Tell
It's
us,
a finger
Nita.
snap story. Everybody huddle up. I think it was Andy. Andy is a Finnish guitar player. Andy McKee.
Okay.
Yeah,
Andy
yeah.
McKay, is that him?
Yeah, I've seen him on YouTube.
So he, no, he's not a YouTube guy. He's like a band guy. Like I'll think of the name. We'll put
Then
it
I'm
in
thinking of
caption
the
or
wrong
something.
guy.
But he was super drunk in Alice Cooper show once, and he came up and he's like, "Yeah, I think your playing is okay, but can you snap with all 4 fingers?" And I said, "Yes."
There you go.
And he's like, and walked away.
I had a guy.
Even the pinky. I can't. See, this is where moisture is also
No,
important.
I met a guy one time. I don't even remember who it was, but I went in for the handshake.
Andy McCoy.
And
sorry,
it's-
I'm so sorry. Andy McCoy.
Instead of the handshake, the guy grabbed my fingers with his fingers and then snapped my fingers.
What a dickhead.
What?
And it was like pop, 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 pop. I'm like, what did you just do to me?
Like on purpose, or
Yeah,
was
it's
you
like
just had a really strong handshake?
No, it was like that was his trick.
How does that work?
Dickhead.
I'll never forget it. And then I was like
mad.
trying to do it myself. Like, how do you practice that? Like, you have to
just
find
have
someone
a
to practice with.
Vice grip of steel.
I
You
can't
put your hand out. Like, it was like this. Like, he connected his fingers to mine and then was able to, like, snap my fingers.
Is that like the dude to dude equivalent of when a guy shakes a girl's hand and kind of like goes like this?
Oh, that's
to
the
hand?
worst.
Oh, it's
I
so
remember.
tacky.
Do people still do that?
Someone did it to me maybe a year ago or so, and I just looked at this total stranger. You know, I looked at him and went, "Really? Really?
Yeah.
Like, you went in for that?"
So as a Brit,
I don't think it really means anything. It's just like a subtle, like gross flirtation. Like, you know, when you shake someone's hand and you kind of like
Yeah, you like
nuzzle
tickle.
their kind of tickle the palm. I don't even know how to do it to someone else, but you sort of tickle the
It's like
palm
that.
of the
Yeah.
hand, and it's just creepy.
Like people used to do that when I was in high school as like.
No, but someone pulled that one on me. I can't remember what it was, but I do remember looking at this total stranger. I just went, "Really, guy? Really?" Like, of all the approaches, and anyone that sees me on social media knows I'm so obviously not single. Like, I'm not known for being that chick that hangs out and flirts with people. Like, you went in for that of all the things.
Yeah, what were you expecting
tried.
was gonna
What-
Oh my
happen?
God, this
Wait, what did you just do to my hand?
what did you do to my heart?
It's just so tacky. Like, I just,
Then they planned it too. I'm sure they're like,
I'm gonna do it
"You know what I'm gonna do?"
if I ever meet
I'm gonna
her.
do it. She's never had it done before.
I'm sure. What can I say? Next thing they're gonna go for, I need to get your phone number.
Oh, that's a groaner.
Dad jokes. Dad pickup lines.
Dad pickup lines? That's way worse than dad jokes.
What's your best dad pickup line? Hey, do you like to hang out in pajamas and watch TV?
I do like to hang out in pajamas and watch TV.
Yeah.
I like, that is a good idea.
You make a good dad.
Thank you.
That's why I hang out with this guy.
Score.
Yeah. Do you want to try and put some guitar talking?
Like, do something on topic?
Yeah.
How deep are we in this?
750.
Almost 8 minutes.
Well, my beloved signature guitar has been laying on my lap this whole time, but I do like to show it off to anybody that will let me talk about it.
Of course.
This is so it's the first signature guitar that Ibanez has ever done for a female signature artist, which is really, really exciting for me. Not so much because I'm really so into the female male stereotype at all, but it is cool to be first.
Like, suck it.
And I hope the first of many. There's so many strong female guitar players on the Ibanez roster now. It's nice to be the one that opened the door, and hopefully the floodgate opens and there's a lot more. But this is the Jiva. This is my signature guitar. It weighs 7 pounds. It's got that beautiful S series balance, so you can
nice
see
balance.
if you bounce at the neck joint, the neck and the body are perfectly balanced, which I think is really cool. Basic, cool specs: ebony neck, mahogany body, quilted maple top. You'll notice the guitar has a heartbeat of its own, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I noticed that inlay is pretty great.
And so the cool thing that I find about it is obviously the EKG spikes correspond to the dots on the fretboard. 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, and so forth, which on a lot of the custom inlays, you get lost on the fretboard, especially someone that's not as intimately familiar with where everything is on the neck. If you're playing like a gem or something where the tree of life isn't quite as obvious, it is easier to get lost on the fretboard.
Yeah, like, am I on the 7th branch or the 3rd branch?
The 9th branch.
Where's that flower?
Where's that flower? I know the flower was the E. And also the heartbeat gets faster as you get up toward the high frets, which, that's where the magic happens.
That's fun.
That's where everyone else's heartbeat gets faster, so the guitar gets more excited too. And these are also my signature pickups, the DiMarzio Pandemonium pickups.
They look awesome.
They're cool, right?
Yeah, really cool design.
I think it's sort of like a nod to a hurricane symbol, like the weather symbol for hurricane. It's the inside part of my logo, which is the hurricane symbol, and I love how you can see the cream through the black cover. Kind of ties in the whole. You don't see a black to natural maple burst all that often, so it's kind of a classic, simple look.
Yeah. There's like a lot going on, but it's tasteful, you know,
Yeah.
like well balanced.
A lot of the time, like you don't notice the binding. You know, we have the triple binding. We've got like, you know, a lot of the purple heart in the neck, which you don't, you know, it's a lot of stuff you look at, you go, oh, that's a cool guitar, and the more you look at it, the more you notice, which I think is really exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the Jiva, which we designed. I think we did 8 versions of the pickups and only 2 versions of the guitar. So there was a lot of thought that went into the pickups. But yeah, so this is the Jiva. This is what I'm playing.
And you've been playing that here at TGO18?
Yes, this is sort of her debut of actually being played. You know, it was released at NAMM. They're in production now. They'll be in stores here in Europe in July, and I think in the States in August. And why Europe's getting it first? I don't know. Like, or no, I'm sorry. I think Japan in July, Europe in August, the States in September. So it's still, you guys are still getting it first. But
All right.
I
I guess I'm just gonna have to wait.
I mean, I have one. So. I actually just got my second one, which is cool. I've been playing this one. This is the prototype, and I've been playing this one on tour. So it's cool now to have 2 in case I do something to this one. But the coolest thing I think, like one of the coolest things, is there's not a custom shop version of this. The production one is the one I play.
Brilliant.
So you know, I could actually go into any music store and grab a Jiva off the wall, and the only thing I'd have to do is put strap locks on it. It's not going to come with the Dunlop strap locks. And really, that was a choice. We could have done it, but it would have passed on so much extra cost to the consumer that I'd rather just tell people, hey, go buy a $30 pair of strap locks.
Yeah.
But is it even that much? $10 pair of strap locks?
And people are particular about
Strap
that
locks.
detail anyway.
They
It's like,
should be.
I don't like strap locks. So like when a guitar comes with them, I swap them back to like normal.
How do you stop your ex from falling onto the floor?
I don't drop it on the floor. That's how I stop it.
What if you swing your guitar around your neck?
I don't do that.
Really?
See, I have
Behind
to have
closed
it.
doors.
You could probably relate to this, but as a tall person, you kind of grow up like realizing that you have to be kind of compact.
You live like a Tyrannosaurus
No
Rex.
way.
Yeah,
No.
or you might hurt someone. So it's like you don't spend your life looking for opportunities to do big things, you know.
I see. I'm 5'9", so I'm on the taller side, and I have actually found that it's better for guitar tricks because you're not as close to the floor. So
That's true.
that is not a good excuse.
I just don't want to hurt the people around me.
You still stand clear. Like you know how to be on
You're
stage
out of my way.
and you
I'm
know
gonna do
like,
something awesome.
I have hit people. I've totally and I think you're more likely to hit people with like the flailing arm than with the guitar
sure.
spin, because anytime you're doing the guitar spin, you kind of do a little like perimeter check.
Yeah,
Be like, who's near me? You know, I'm gonna stand back. One time, in the Alice show, we're always pretty much in a similar place. Like, you know, we know where Coop's gonna go, so we know like. But every once in a while, he'll change it up. And he'll like just wander toward one of us, and we just have to be prepared on the fly. And one time I was doing it, and I looked over, and he was walking right toward me. And we got a great shot of it. Someone got it. I think it's on YouTube somewhere, where like we're sort of looking in each other's eyes, and I was like, and it went spinning around like perfectly and landed, and he went. It was great.
You also play on bigger stages than I do.
You can do it on any size
playing
stage.
on little bar stages.
I've done it
and
during
stuff.
clinics.
Okay.
I've done it in music stores during clinics. So you can do it on any stage.
I'm trying to think of an excuse, but
You can't.
she's breaking us.
I have a close friend of mine who got injured at a show. It was back in like the Screamo days, the early aughts. And a bass player of a band did it, and the strap buttons failed, and the bass just went flying into the audience. And she was in the front row like she's got this great big smile, and she caught the headstock of the bass with her smile.
Oh.
Yeah, it was real bad.
But see, basses are so heavy. My guitar's only 7 pounds.
That's true. This is a good
It really
guitar
would
to
be
catch
a
with
good
your
one
mouth.
to do it with. Although that's like one of those things. Like, is there a good way?
What's
I
the
don't
best
know.
guitar to catch with your mouth?
You got one of
That's a
those-
video we're going to make before TGU18 ends.
Yeah, we'll test it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Those
Here you
jumbo,
go. Open wide.
Those jumbo blow-up guitars. Take it. The ones you get at the festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
Sometimes,
those.
like make a guitar out of cotton candy.
Ooh, I would
Or
be really
a
interested.
headless, for example.
Oh yeah, those
Yes.
headless ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like a battering ram.
Yeah, but you might be able to get it like to miss your teeth. If
Yeah,
you-
just-
Yeah.
oh.
Ow. Take a big bite. This is an interesting.
We went
Well,
weird
we
direction.
we made it weird.
So what guitar are you playing on stage these days?
Well, I'm in a surf rock band, so I play. Do you know the brand Hallmark?
I do not.
It's kind of like a Mosrite variant.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a Mosrite sort of thing.
That's awesome.
And then I do like church playing too, so I'm playing like Telecasters or whatever too.
Sweet.
I'm really just playing delay.
Yeah.
Using the guitar to do it.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And I'm from California, so like surf, the Beach Boys and stuff like I grew up listening to that kind of music, and it always brings me, my friends and I would always go to this certain place at the beach, this certain lifeguard tower we'd always meet at, always listen to surf music on the way, and it's just like, every time I hear it, it just puts the biggest smile on my face.
Nice.
It must be so much fun to play that all the time.
Which part of California are you from?
Santa Monica.
Okay. I'm down in San Diego.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We're doing some geography talk.
Yeah.
No big deal.
NBD. Well, you know what the coolest thing is, and where are you from, like originally?
The UK, the West.
So we have, a British guy and two people from California sitting here in Germany talking about guitars. And that, for me, is the coolest thing about TGU. Like, I do a lot of clinics. I do it in, every country in the world. But usually it's just me. And I kind of give the speech about how cool it is to be a kid from Santa Monica, California, going out and, going to Japan or Argentina or wherever it is, and going to talk to people that don't speak my language about guitar, the instrument that I love so much. And here, it's everybody from all over the world coming to talk specifically about guitar. There's no bass talk, there's no drum talk, very little at least.
Right.
And we're all just here for this common love of this instrument. I think that's so cool.
It's a lot of fun.
It was amazing how closely we became close.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, we've had 5 minutes together. Let's, go hang out.
Well, guitar players are like inherently, got common ground. A guitar player can sit down with any other guitar player and start talking about guitar.
Yeah, totally.
It's not like, it's not like this disparate thing. Like, I like metal and I like funk, so we can't be friends. Like,
Yeah.
I played in Jermaine Jackson's band with Mike Scott, who's like the most amazing funk player that I've ever heard. He played with Prince and Justin Timberlake and stuff. And we immediately just clicked and started talking about guitars. We're from completely different parts of the country, completely different backgrounds. I'm a shred metal kid. He's a super funky, amazing guitar player. And we jammed like no problem. And we sounded great together and we complement each other. And that's just like the beauty of this instrument. Just instant common ground.
So normally when you're doing interviews, it's probably like based more around like the music, like someone doing like a music interview. Like
sometimes. I find more and more that people are trying to steer away from that because everyone's heard the same answer, the same question so many times. So it's you have to think on your feet a lot more these days.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was leading to. Like, is there a question that you get all the time in interviews and you're just like, this again?
Of course, yeah. What is it like to be a female in hard rock? Like, that's like, so
this again?
My go-to answer is it's the same as being a guy in hard rock, except I usually get my own bathroom. And it is, and if I start thinking of myself as a separate entity, then I'm going to drive myself crazy. Like, oh, I shouldn't have to do this because I'm a girl.
Right.
And we talk about this often, and the main thing that I feel really strongly about on this topic is if you act like a girl in heavy metal, you're going to get treated like a girl in heavy metal. If you walk into a gig and you expect someone to carry your cab and you don't want to help load drums and you think that you should get any special treatment because of your gender, then you will get different treatment because of your gender. But if you go in there and act like a pro, show up on time, don't do any, don't ask for any special treatment and you won't receive any special treatment in the negative. Like we were talking about earlier with that stupid handshake, like, no one really tries that stuff with me because I don't act like I want that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, I don't go in there and flirt with the guys in the bands. I don't go in, you're there to be a musician. And as long as you go in with that attitude, I never asked anybody to carry my rig for me. I walked in.
I have.
But you do, and I do think you have to have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder as a woman.
Oh, sure.
And do it yourself. Make a point to do it yourself. Not so much that if someone says, let me give you a hand, you don't accept getting a cab upstairs or something. But, as long as you go in with a good attitude and a good work ethic, I think there's not really any difference.
I mean, there's lots of young viewers that watch this, and that sounds like great advice for young guitarists, not just splitting between male and female.
Yeah, definitely.
But to kind of go in that female direction for a moment, you met Philippe Q.
Yes,
And
she's amazing.
She kind of schooled you, or schooled you and Jen.
Yeah, we had a really great. So the video that we did was Jen and I taught her some tricks. We taught her some whammy bar tricks, and then we taught her some tapping, which are two things she had never done before. And so Philippe was playing the Jiva, and I was playing a gem. Jen was playing her gem, and we just sat in there and jammed. It was cool for Jen and I, as two working, professional guitar players in our, as adults, to jam with a 13-year-old, who could completely keep up, and not only keep up, she was learning so fast. Jen starts her off with the Satriani tapping bit. I was like, what are you doing to this kid? Like, like one of these. I'm like, you're showing her a 4-finger tapping exercise first?
Yeah.
And Philippe goes, okay, I was like, you are amazing. Like, her mind is like a sponge, and I was like, man, that would have taken me a long time, I feel like, to get that down. But she nailed it. She nailed it right away.
I've been feeling a little bad for her at this thing, just because, like, I remember what it was like to be that age, and just to, like, I can't imagine being in a position where, like, all these, like, weird adults are coming up to you, like, all day
Do
long,
something.
like, you're so good. Oh my gosh, you're so good. Like, I can't imagine what that would have been like.
I would have loved it.
So awkward and like,
She's so confident, though,
Yeah.
for that age. Like, I didn't even start playing till I was her age. Like, I didn't even pick up a guitar for the first time until 13. And the fact that she's, like, at the end, I said, hey, just give me some shredding. I wanted to put it on my Instagram. And I posted the video, and people love it, like, and she just goes, whammy, and just, like, started playing Muse and all this stuff, and
She's got the emotion, not just the school notes.
Yeah, absolutely, she does, and she has, like, real technique and real feeling in her playing. And even me, I'm 31 years old, and if someone hands me a guitar and says play something, I go,
what do you mean?
Like what?
With this?
Anything in particular? Like, and I can get there, but, like, I told Philippe to play something, and she just started playing something, and that is a skill that you cannot learn, and you just have to have.
And she respects the songs too. Like, she's like playing the song. Like, I'm just like, it's just noodles and awful, and I'm like, if I'm playing fast, like, I'm gonna do as many as I can. Like,
me too.
And at that age, like,
I was tasteful.
Yeah, it's tasteful.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
really something.
Yeah, she's a musician. She's a real musician.
She's from Denmark, and they have a totally different system I've ever seen before.
Really?
I've chatted with her father, and I've chatted with her online a lot because of the English thing, so we did some stuff online to prepare her. And I don't know much about the Danish system, but they are killing it with their music education.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
So she's a really lucky girl.
That must be nice.
Yeah.
No one taught me
coming
anything.
from California.
I learned everything from YouTube and from DVDs. John Petrucci, Rock Discipline. What else? Yngwie, Play Loud. Marty Friedman, Melodic Control, and Exotic Metal Scales. Like, that's how I learned.
Yeah.
So it's so amazing to see that there's such an outreach of people teaching the next generation.
Yeah. I mean, everything's so available online these days too. Like, you could totally, like, teach yourself these days. It's incredible. This is a random question that popped in my head, because you play all metal, right? Like, do you ever, like, mess around with other stuff? Like, if there was another genre that you were one night to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna play this instead for a while, like, what would you jump to? Oh
gosh, yeah, I don't know. Every once in a while I'll try to throw some different influences into my playing.
Sure.
But it's so hard. The wonderful thing and the terrible thing about the guitar is there's an infinite amount to learn. So, like, for me, I would say 95% of my time is spent learning other people's songs, because I do a lot of sessions, I tour with different artists, and so all the time that I have to spend learning new stuff is all learning rock songs that other people have written.
Right.
So that's something that I'm working on my solo record, Controlled Chaos, which is I'm taking a break from the studio to be here for the weekend. And that's something I'm really trying to, how can I do, like, a Steve Stevens and incorporate some flamenco or incorporate some...
It should have stopped. It's never done that.
We're back.
So
flamenco. You just
Flamingo.
Flamingo
playing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand on one foot. But I'm trying in my record Controlled Chaos. I'm trying to incorporate a lot of different styles. Not just rock and metal, which it will still be primarily like a shred metal album, but trying to incorporate some classical or some some more chill aspects. So it's not 12 songs of just straight ahead 240 beats per minute. It's like which a lot of it is. I would say most of the album is over 200 beats per minute.
Nice.
But there's a couple songs that I like specifically. I worked with a keyboard player and said like, write me some like, just give me some chords to like jam over, and so we came up with some cool stuff for that as well.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it. When's the release date? You know, how far in the future is it going to be?
It should be September of this year.
Really?
Yeah, we did a Kickstarter last month, and it was a pretty modest goal. The Kickstarter, we asked for $20,000, and that was to cover recording and the pressing of the album and the first leg of the U.S. tour. Which by that point, hopefully, I would have made enough money to continue on. So we set the goal for $20,000 for 30 days, and we hit that in 2 hours.
Jeez.
Which was, I thought we were gonna hit it, but I didn't think we were gonna hit it that fast. And then it just kept going from there. You know, I had a couple really big events. I played at WrestleMania. Like, you know, I did a couple really huge shows during that time. So it went extremely well. We went like 6 times over the goal, and now, you know, now we're playing the Europe tour in UK and South America, and just really like able to do it right, do it the way, probably better than I would have been able to do it with a label, which is really cool. And I think that kind of shows that in 2018 people are still willing to pay for music.
Yeah, there was some article I was reading that said that in the last year, like live show ticket sales are up like 20% or something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. Like all of a sudden, like people are like, I want to go see a show.
I want to go to a concert.
Yeah, I want to get out of the house. It's great.
Yeah, and I think production values and shows are getting better. People are seeing that it's not quite enough to just stand there on stage and, you know, and not have any lights or any, you know, backdrop or anything. Bands are making the shows more exciting because people are turning to Spotify. And
Yeah.
I mean, look, I have a Spotify premium subscription. I have a YouTube Red subscription. Like, I listen to a lot of my music online too. I totally get it. But I'm also a touring musician. I know that the lifeblood of the industry is putting on a good show. So you gotta do it. Spin that guitar around!
I mean, you're with Alice Cooper. I mean, it doesn't get more showy than that.
Well, you know what's funny is our show is actually, like, for him, it's actually pretty stripped down.
Oh, really?
He went pretty back. I mean, we still have monsters and this stuff, you know, like, it's big for a normal band, but, you know, we don't have that much crazy pyro or anything.
Okay.
Like, right now, the tour we're doing is really song-focused. The production is, you know, we have 2 sets of stairs, like 2 set carts and 3 sets of stairs. Pyro at the beginning, pyro at the end, and 1 Frankenstein. Just one.
Yeah. I mean, most bands have 5 or 6, but
Yeah, just have the one.
Yeah.
And of course, Alice still does get killed.
Of course.
He gets killed. He gets guillotined to death, which is pretty cool.
I love bands that have theatrics and have, you know, for lack of a better term, gimmicks and stuff like that. Like in my bands, I always dress in like costumes
That's
and stuff,
awesome.
and I love, you know, like the Aquabats and Devo and, you know, bands like that, or like the Residents, you know.
It's so easy to get it just wrong, isn't it? But Alice
is.
Cooper gets it
Yeah.
exactly right.
Well, he's like the forefather of like a lot of that.
He's the one that did it first, I think. It's always really funny for me when people go, "Did he really bite the head off a bat?" No, but not because the story's not true. That just wasn't him.
He did, but
he did throw a chicken.
It wasn't on stage. Yeah, it's just it's a
was
weekend
later.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, but like,
Appetizer.
speaking of a gimmick, you know, like Alice is kind of the definition of a gimmick because that is so not how he is.
Right.
He is the coolest person in the world, the coolest and most chill and most relaxed. He takes so much time with the fans. Cares so much. He's been married to his wife for 42 years. She's in our show. Like they met when she was a ballerina in the show in the 70s. She's still a ballerina in the show now. Like,
that's awesome.
It's amazing. He's, you know, very strongly Christian, very cool, golfs every day, like, and then he gets on stage and he's so evil. Like, I see him pulling people's hair in the audience. You know, he grabs and pulls my hair, and like when he does that, if you guys see him grab my hair and pull it on stage, he pulls the hell out of my hair. I was going to use a different word, but like, you know, he's like, you know, when he's in character, he is Alice Cooper. And then he gets off stage, he goes, "Oh, okay, cool, that was nice." And then he does meet and greet. He's so nice.
He puts on his slippers and like sits back.
Just puts his feet up and watches Ghost Adventures. That's what he does. The coolest, but you know, it's cool to see somebody taking the, you know, if you guys follow wrestling at all, they call it kayfabe. When it's like just, you know, you create the character and you are the character for that time. You don't break character. That's why you'll never see people always say, like, you know, would he wish me a happy birthday or whatever? He will never do it because that's not what Alice Cooper would
Right.
do. In person, he would.
Like the
you know,
character of Alice Cooper is like this villain,
this
like this
evil
yeah,
villain, you know, like
this Jack the Ripper character.
totally,
yeah.
totally. You're not going to see her Jack the Ripper say, "Hey, Sarah in the fifth row, happy birthday!"
Happy birthday from Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so yeah, so you'll never hear him do that. You know, people say, "Oh, it's my parents' wedding anniversary. They met at an Alice Cooper show," and it's not because he's being rude, but he just keeps kayfabe. He never he never breaks character.
Do you think that you'll you know, you never know what the future's going to hold, but do you think and you're coming out with your own album, do you think you see yourself going more as like just you as the attraction in the future, or do you see yourself like continuing to play with, you know, other bands as like the guitarist?
The hired gun.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever really going to go away from that, you know, because I love to do it. I love to tour. And I've said this since I did my first tour at 15, and I'm 31. I've been touring longer than I've not been touring, you know, like, and I never stopped. I've been consistently touring for 16 years. And I always said from day one, I just want to play guitar. I don't care if it's my music. I don't care if it's someone else's music. I don't care if it's metal, funk, pop, R&B, if I'm playing, you know, a couple notes behind a hip hop rapper, like, I don't care. I just want to play guitar. I love playing guitar so much. So when I'm on tour with Alice, or if I end up, you know, playing for someone else, that's great. When I go out on tour, play my own stuff, that's amazing. But I don't ever see myself turning down work until it's time to just get off the road.
Sure.
And at some point, like,
I mean, the way you just said "get off the road" sounded very like
final.
Yeah, like,
I know.
That means something else.
Well, you know, at some point, you know, like, it is a sacrifice. It is a big sacrifice that I make for my career because, and again, I hate to go back to the male-female thing, but when I have a family, I have to be home. You know, like, I don't, you know, I hate to get really heavy with this for a second, but I have to be home. You know, like, when I have a family of my own someday, I don't want to, like, have a baby and then 2 weeks later be like, all right, guys, I'm going back on the road. You know, like, a guy can do that. Yeah. You know, and
but
so for me,
with the technology we have now, it could just be a shift in your career. It's like, definitely. Now I'm doing home stuff and I have a home studio or something.
I'll
like that.
always still do that.
Yeah.
That'll definitely, I mean, music will always be a part of my life. You know, I've had a studio in LA for 11 years. Like, I'll just do more YouTube and, you know, more stuff like that. But there will be a point in my life where I'll get off the road, as I say, and that'll just be, you know, all that will mean is more time to learn flamenco, learn jazz, do the stuff I actually really want to do, rather than just, you know, I have to be, you know, the nice thing is I have all this status on all these airlines because we're always flying. You know, we tour, like, between Alice and my clinics, I'm usually gone 10 months out of the year. So it's just like, it's not a sustainable schedule forever. Yeah. But it's amazing for right now. Really, really, very lucky. I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining about it. Like, I love it
of course
so much. Like, I couldn't ever possibly feel more lucky to get to do what I do. But at some point, you know, like, all those things that I sacrificed, you know, I always talk in interviews how I didn't go to prom. I didn't even have a boyfriend until I was 18 because I was, you know, touring, playing guitar and practicing and doing stuff that other girls my age weren't doing. And at some point, I'm going to have to stop making those sacrifices for my career and actually have a life besides just playing guitar and going to the gym.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like you should ask a really good question. Really good
I feel like, but as a Brit, when I hear American accents, it's like being in the movies.
You feel pretty Hollywood right now?
Feeling so Hollywood.
Hanging out with a couple blonde Californians.
Oh my god. Like, it's just, I'm just, both ears are getting some candy here.
Where do most people watch your videos from? Where's your big demographic? Is it the Brits?
It is. No, it's not, mate. It is. What it is USA.
USA. Okay.
USA, and then UK, Germany, Australia.
Oh wow.
It was 1% Mexico.
Nice.
But I stayed at an Airbnb place for the music lesson. And the lady the family was from Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And she was upset that it was only 1% Mexico, so she called her family.
I said, watch this guy's videos.
And sub to the channel. I now have 2% Mexico.
There you go.
Nice, you doubled it. That's a flat double.
Pretty
right
good,
there.
Mexico. Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you for that, if you're watching.
I don't check my YouTube stats on that very often, but I have a podcast that's connected to my show. and every now and then I look at the map, and there's like 2 people in Iran that listen. I just want to meet those guys.
You're like, thanks. Thanks, guys. So you can actually see it by the number of people. There are 2 people rather than a percentage.
Yeah, it shows. It's like subscribers or
podcast,
downloaders.
yeah.
I'm so that's so cool. I kind of like I've never looked. I've only looked at mine on Facebook, and I only really do the social media part of it. I haven't gotten so involved in the YouTube part, and this has been like a really eye-opening experience for me here at TGU because I realize how much untapped potential there is. I mean, I have a YouTube channel. I have a lot of subscribers on it. Not like this level that you guys have here, but there's like 20,000 people on there. Like
I just hit that. I worked for 3 years to hit that.
But
I just have 20,000.
well, I'm only comparing it to like my Instagram, which is the
Yeah.
Instagram and the Facebook, which are the ones that I like. I'm like, okay, I gotta build up the numbers. But it's so smart because you don't make anything from Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
To get people to see your stuff on there, you have to pay them,
Mm-hmm.
which thankfully I've never done. Like I haven't even connected a card because I know if I had it, I'd use it. Like I love to shop. Like oh, I can spend money on this. No one's looking at my post. Like, but on YouTube, when like the people that are here, you guys that are here doing it at TGU, you found the social media platform that actually appreciates you and will pay you to have stuff done. I don't even know how to do that.
Get an Amazon affiliate account and just start holding up products. It's like,
What brand is
air
this?
freshener,
Yeah.
bottled water.
Let me just take a sip of this delicious Monster Energy drink.
It's like, people just only do things these days for money, and that's just really sad.
It's just so crazy. As you're wearing a
Really
branded
what can?
shirt.
Yeah. Wayne's World DVD.
What was it? The Truman Show? Did you guys see that movie when they're
Yeah.
like, why don't you cool down with a beer or whatever? Like,
Why are you talking like that?
Totally. But it's really interesting. It really, really is. And it was so funny. It's just like the people here are the rock stars of this scene. And
That's what Jen was saying last night. She said it's so cute to see you guys running around. People saying, "It's Ryan from 60 Seconds." There was a guy here called Alex, and he's just started the channel. He's like 19 or something, and he's literally running around going.
I was, we Jen and I did a video with Glenn Fricker, and I was like, is he gonna yell at us?
You kind of want him to, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's his thing.
It's like if you meet Gene Simmons and he's really nice, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Wanted him to like charge me money to take a picture with him or something. But I worked with Gene and Paul. I played guitar for the LA Kiss football team when they had the arena football team, and like everyone goes, so do you have any good stories? And I was like, they were really nice to me. Like they were just so normal. They they didn't really interact that much, but they thanked me for being there. I wish that they had like tried to like cheap out on my fee or something so I would have a good story, but no, they paid my rate. They were cool. But I wish that I had a good Gene Simmons was a jerk story, but I have nothing. He was really just very pleasant to work with. So yeah, that's exciting.
Let's just have a moment of awkward silence. What do we do?
All this potential, and we're just sitting here. We've got 6,500 subscribers.
So, question.
Yeah.
What is a piece of gear that you guys have seen here at TGU that you didn't know about before that you're excited about now?
My big thing is, coming from the States, I don't have any access to the Harley Benton stuff, to go try it out somewhere.
Yeah.
And my audience is constantly like, review this Harley Benton, review this. And it's just been a trip being able to play around with all these, really affordable instruments and check them out in person. Because that's kind of where my channel is. It's affordable stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's been a lot
So
of fun.
what do you find is the affordable mid-range guitar?
What do you mean?
So something, because I'm always thinking about mine. I want to know where it sits. So
Where does this one sit?
Oh, okay.
Let me ask first, and then I'll say.
Sure. I'm talking stuff that's sub $300.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about entry level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's there's a whole community of people who are looking for cheap stuff that they can mod and work on, and they want to get a deal, but then throw $400 worth of parts at it.
Yeah, totally.
And every weekend for a couple months.
My first Ibanez was like that actually. I bought an RG120, which I don't even think they make anymore. Like it was $199, the cheapest, crap RG that they've ever made. I only bought it because I was young when I bought it. I only bought it because it had a whammy bar. And it didn't even have a cavity. Like, it was not even recessed. It was just whammy bar flat to the body, which I didn't know was bad at the time. I was like, it has a whammy bar. Steve Vai has a whammy bar.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and with I saved up my money. I was teaching guitar lessons to kids. I was like 16 or 17, and I saved up my pennies. And I bought a $200 Ibanez. And now, as a pro guitar player, I stuck a MIDI pickup on it, and I still use it. Because I'm not going to put a GK pickup on this. So now it's totally still usable.
And a lot of those affordable Ibanez's from back in the day, they're still ripping players.
The ones, I have to say, as a self-professed gear snob, I walked into a guitar center. I live by the Hollywood Guitar Center.
Don't say where you live near. Like people are just gonna hang out like waiting for you.
Well, not that near, but it's my.
She goes to a different store.
Anywhere. It could be anywhere. Let's say, but I walked into a guitar store and I was looking at the guitars on the walls, and they have these nice flame tops and stuff. Sub $300, $300, $400, and they have these beautiful wood tops and all this stuff, and I was like, man, what I would have given as a young guitar player for one of these beautiful instruments. Like, mine was white.
The cheap guitars these days are so much better than they were when I was a kid. Like I paid like $400 something for a Slammer series by Hamer, and that was my first one. It was a Super Strat, and I wanted to have the trim bar that went both ways. Like that's all I knew, and I
wish I would have even known about that.
Yeah. I wanted the most pickups and the most knobs and the whole thing. But it's like it was not like great for the money, and you can do so much better now for the money. It's incredible.
Oh, it's crazy. It's really it's so great for the consumer for what it is. So,
kids don't know how good they've got it.
Yeah, it's an amazing time right now. Like decades down the road, they're going to consider this like the golden age of like affordable guitars or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised. When we were designing the Jiva, the first price point was super high end. Because I wanted it made in Japan. I wanted all these, all the specs that we have now, essentially. And they're like, and I wanted to do a neck through version. And they're like, look, this guitar is going to be $3,500. Like, how important is it to you that this guitar be exactly like this? Because if you do it like that, you're not going to sell a lot. And we can do it in this way, and it will be something that people can do. And I didn't want to do a $3,500 guitar because I wanted something accessible.
What's the street on this?
Street on this is $1,499 in the States, $1,299 in Europe. So
that is a lot less than I was expecting.
Yeah. I mean, and it is ebony, it's mahogany, it's custom, DiMarzio custom pickups in
stainless steel frets.
Wow.
So it has all the high-end specs, and it's something that is not entry level, but this could still be a graduation present.
If you're dedicated to wanting that, like someone working a minimum wage job that doesn't have other costs can save up for that.
Can save up. I mean, it's not like 6 months mortgage payment, let's say.
Right.
This is something that can still be.
It's not like Blues Lawyer level.
Yeah, exactly. It's not something, but we didn't sacrifice. The only sacrifice that we made was the factory, and the Indonesian made guitars are so good these days.
At the moment.
It's not like it used to be where it's like, oh, it's Indonesian,
It's really what like the build is what the company tells the Indonesian factory to make, like build it at this quality spec, and then they do it.
And it's made on a different line too. There's the signature guitars are made on a different line than even the premiums, and the premiums are nice. The Indonesian made premiums, and I think Iron Labels are made there as well. Like they're good guitars. I have one. I play one all the time. I play an Iron Label S series all the time. So it's not like it's prohibitive for a pro player to play, and when we were doing it, I said, look, make mine in that factory because I need to approve it before, don't make mine in LA or Japan, have them make mine, the people that are going to be making the production ones, have them make mine and let me see if I like it. And I love it. I have no problems with it. I can say this with total honesty, I wouldn't change a single thing. I would not change a single thing on this guitar, and it's the one that you see right here is the same one that's going to be in the stores, and that's the biggest testament to it. Because I could have them make me one in LA.
Yeah.
You know, easily, so easily, and they didn't even offer, like, because they know, like, I have a like.
Well, they offered
guitars.
me, but
Well, there you go. Not this one. I mean, I have other LA custom shop guitars. You know, like,
Sure.
they would have built me, you know, a custom shop version of this if I wanted one, but I don't need one. This guitar is perfect the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
well, Ibanez are
That's
rocking
fantastic.
it here at TGU because they are one of our main sponsors.
Yeah.
And without them, this wouldn't be possible. And that sounds silly to say, but we really have to give some respect to the people that have made.
Big time.
Absolutely.
They've flown everybody in. They've set this up, and it costs money.
The whole team behind this event is just incredible, and it's so humbling. I don't feel like my content is worth the effort.
Everybody's saying that. We're talking like,
Yeah.
like everyone, like the big guys that are.
Yeah, like
Hope I can
400,000
deliver.
subs and stuff like that.
But the Ibanez guitars that are coming out now, I've got an RG350M because it's pointy and yellow and
Yeah,
fun. It's my
and
fun,
rad, yeah.
my fun X.
Yeah.
But I actually would get one of those now, even without playing it, just from the specs. And the AZ series they just brought out.
It's so good, and they spent so much time designing it. It's really a good
I
quality.
think it could replace several because I run a little studio, and it could replace like 3 or 4 guitars that I need to do a certain
Wow, that's really cool.
thing. So I think if I sell those, if I mention the AZ series enough, then Dan
Thank you.
Ibanez will send me one.
We know
Thank
that.
you, Ibanez. He really, thank you for doing everything. He really
We'll give him a little
he wants a Christmas gift. Is what he's asking for.
But I think it's important in this day and age to have a guitar that can do multiple things. And I've been shoving the Jiva in everyone's face all weekend, saying, play my guitar, because I want everybody's feedback on it. And the biggest piece of feedback that I've gotten is, this is not what I was expecting, because everyone knows me as just being this shred kid that just plays fast. And this guitar can do so many things. It's not just made for super fast playing, which of course it's great for that, but the way the pickups are set up, with the True Velvet in the middle, and if you split the 2 humbuckers, like, it gets some insane clean tones. Like, please, if you guys have a chance this weekend, just come grab it from me. I would love for you to try it out. And yeah, take it home. Seriously.
Because for me, the neck.
Exactly.
I'm a big fan of the Wizard neck. And
That's a nitro neck, which is pretty similar. But
playing guitar, I'm sitting next to Nita Strauss. And I'm scared of Ryan.
You need to be scared of me.
I mean, I'm gonna give it a bit.
yeah. It's responsive too. Like, that trem is like, you don't need a lot of muscle on it, which for me is really important. You don't have to like get it and crank it, which would
I
be
love
better for
that.
the pictures, because I could get some muscle in there. But no, you just a pinky is enough really to get it to do a lot of stuff. So I love my guitar. I couldn't love it more. I'm biased.
Well, it must be neat to like come up with your own specs and have exactly what you want built for you, and then have it turn out.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of times, like custom, like signature instruments that I see, like it looks just like someone was like, "Oh, here's a weird idea I had, and I've never tried it before," and put it in there.
Yeah.
And then you might not see them actually use it because they get it and
It's
they're
weird.
like, "Oh, I guess I don't really need that."
So that's what happened with me and my custom shop. So my LACS was the first incarnation of the Jiva, and that was the neck through S series. Ibanez has never done a neck through S series as far as I know. So they, I think maybe they did, one for a quick second, but they didn't do it enough that they had a spec for it. Like, they had to build it. They couldn't CNC it. So so I thought, that's going to be my thing. I'm going to have the neck through S series, and everyone's going to go crazy for it because it's a neck through S, and that's what people want. I have one.
Okay,
This feels really nice.
This feels really nice.
Please plug it in if you have time. Like,
I will.
If there's a time out
I
there.
mean, if we only had some amps,
I know, right? What time is it? This is boring information. Oh, I've got time when we're done here.
Yeah,
I'll plug in and do a
please.
thing real quick with it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love that.
I mean, I'm
Like,
not-
just put it through its paces, because she does well. She holds up well to severe scrutiny.
It's weird. It's weird to hear you calling it a she, because like anytime a guy does that, I like cringe.
Yeah, it's
But like you named it a she name, and like you get to do that if you want. Like.
Yeah, totally. Well, and I'm not one of those people that names guitars and does, the thing, but this one feels like it has a personality. Like, and the word Jiva is it's basically the Hindu word for what the part of you that lives on after your body's gone. It's like your soul essentially, but it's what remains. Is where your creative force comes from. It's from anything that lives on after your body's gone is your jiva. So my hope is that the music that people make, that I make with this guitar, will be something that is timeless, and that's what I love about it. And people go, "Oh, did you name it Diva but with a J?" I'm like,
It's a little close, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That sums up like that person,
That person.
and they're like, oh, it's one of these.
"Oh, it's that." Yeah. Yeah. And 'cause people ask all the time. The funny thing about social media is people ask the same question every day, and that's one of the questions that I get often. Why Jiva? Because people expect it to be called Hurricane, which is my nickname, or just called Nita Strauss model, the NSM, which is what Ibanez does a lot. But I hate that. I hate when it's just STM, MMS, or whatever. Like, I don't like when it's just so uncreative.
Mm-hmm.
And there are apparently a lot of other guitars called a Hurricane.
I bet.
Which everybody
That's a
seemed to know
surf rock
except
name,
me.
that is.
The Hurricane?
It must be. That's,
I don't know.
That's quite surfy.
I've
It
never
is kind of surfy.
Yeah, I guess
Tornado.
it's a little bit. I'm not going to disagree with you.
You're a surf
Apparently, yeah.
expert.
There is a band called the Tornadoes. Very good.
Hurricane would be a good name for a surf band, but wasn't Rudy Sarzo's band called Hurricane back in the day? I think it was.
We'll
Because
say yes.
Yeah,
Say yes.
definitely.
Yes,
I have intimate knowledge that yes.
not Rudy Sarzo, Robert Sarzo.
Yeah, I was
Robert
going to
Sarzo.
correct
Robert
you.
Sarzo.
I was going to correct you because I know everything.
Robert Sarzo, because I walked in to do a jam with him. We both had Hurricane guitar straps. He's like, "Oh, you have a Hurricane strap too?" I was like, "Yes, yes, I do." But yeah, and the funny thing was, the name was Hurricane. Like, it was done. It was a done deal. And we got the go ahead for this in February of 2017. February of 17, we got to go ahead. Hurricane is happening, and we had the logo. This actually had Hurricane on the headstock. It's been painted over.
This actual guitar?
This actual guitar. This is the prototype. Yeah, so it has underneath there. I think they had to redo the whole paint on the headstock because apparently there is like some really well-known guitars that are already called Hurricane model and they're trademarked. And you know when we found this out? November we found out.
Of 2017.
Of 2017, and it came out January of 2018.
Oh my gosh.
So
they had to repaint a bunch of them.
No, this is
okay.
still the first one.
Okay, gotcha.
But,
Is this the only one?
There are now
there's
two.
two,
Now
sorry.
there are two. I just got the second one. But I'll never forget getting that call because, I've been designing that guitar in my head since the 4th grade. Like, as soon as I even thought about playing guitar, I started thinking about what my guitar would be.
Yeah.
And it was always the Hurricane. Always. And so, like, to get the call from Ibanez, I was here in Europe on tour, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was up on the bus, just like getting work done, getting emails done. And I got this email from Mike at Ibanez saying, "Hey, so look, we just checked the trademark." And I was like, "Now you checked the trademark in November?" And we can't use it. And I was like, I called him, I was like, "Is there anything we do?" "No, we cannot use the name. It can be NSM, Nita Strauss model, or you can come up with something else." And I was like, "Okay, that sounds great. Thank you for letting me know." And I hung up the phone. I burst into tears.
Aww.
Because you get that, like, you get your hopes built up
Dream
for
come.
so long. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you dream your whole life of riding the Matterhorn, and the Matterhorn's closed when you go to Disneyland or something. It's like, and I was just like, and so I bawled my eyes out. And then the first way that this popped into my head is Jiva was the name of my dad's band. And my dad's the one that got me my first guitar. So
Then
that's the
meant to
first
be,
thing.
huh?
And then I went, what does it mean even? So then I researched it and I was like, this is exactly perfect. It was like divine inspiration.
Yeah.
God told me this is better. And it is better. And I like it so much better now because it fits this guitar. And it's not just like, hey, named it after me.
Right,
Which Hurricane, essentially, I mean, that's been my nickname since I was a kid. Like, that's what I would have done, just named it after myself. So I'm happy with it.
It gives her her own personality.
It does. And when you plug it in, you'll see it definitely has a personality.
We're going to go and have to do that, right?
Please.
You
Want
want
to do it
to
while we have time?
Yeah, I want to do
Yeah.
it.
Should we start a new thing? Or start a new...
I don't know, I kind of want to do a clapping competition.
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't so
I
good.
was close on that one.
Yeah, you were good.
I was close.
That really hurt.
That'll be the cover photo right there. You going like this, and everyone like, oh.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a little say goodbye here, but we'll put some guitar playing in there as well. Thank you so much for this.
Why are you? Oh,
yeah,
Thank you
I'm
so
the
much.
wrong
Thank
person.
you. Yeah.
I'm the wrong person to thank.
But
Thank
have
you
a-
guys very
hey,
much both for having me and chatting with me and letting me talk so much.
You're welcome. I'm glad that that I just got to jump in because I was feeling intimidated. I don't like to do interviews, so.
Well, I'm so glad that you did. It's really fun.
Thanks for translating, because I'm totally lost with the dialect and accents.
Yeah, we'll get you a dictionary later.
All right, maybe
That's
we'll just talk like this next time. It's all right.
All right, Nita.
All right.
Nita.
Nita.
Nita. Well, thanks very much, and we'll see you in another video.
Cheers.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Sweet.
There it is.
So sorry.
That's right.
That is
I'm dancing
amazing.
around and messing things up.
I know that. Watch me make it awkward, you know.